The one thing about, because of this location, it might be a good spot for that lot if you do a land lease with them. So like Trinity, and then there's some other guys that have done land lease with them. So we're just getting all the intel right now on it.
In 1980, Jerry Naqvi saw an opportunity and made a decision.
When I was with Alarco, Dr. Allard, he always used to say, if you see an opportunity, take it. Take some risk, because without risk, there's no reward. I always said that it's not about why, it is about why not. And that gives me the incentive is to go after why I cannot do it. I'm always able to find a solution. I will do it, and then I did it.
In the 35 years since then, Jerry and his family transformed over 8 million square feet of Edmonton and area properties into some of the most dynamic developments in Canada. 16 years before the sign went up on their first office, a young immigrant from Pakistan on an engineering scholarship arrived in Canada in 1964. He soon met Henrietta, an engaging young lady at the Army and Navy boutique who sold him a shirt. He knew he had found something special, and it wasn't the shirt. They married and would have 3 children, who would eventually join the company.
I remember not having money for groceries one time, and my mom lent us money for groceries. She was always there for us. And then once he finished university, he couldn't get a job because being from a foreign country was difficult, although he was very, very intelligent.
The family prevailed and started selling homes, and by the mid-70s, Jerry became the vice president of development for his mentor's company, Alarco Developments. Ironically, on April 1st, 1980, at a time when real estate was severely challenged, Jerry established his own company, including himself and 2 employees. It was the beginning of what would eventually become Cameron Developments. By the time the real estate market improved in the mid-90s, Cameron Developments was firmly established. In 2002, Cameron entered the home building market with Cameron Homes. In 2011, the land development division Cameron Communities was formed, followed by Cameron Lifestyles, the multifamily division, in 2014. Laurie Scott is the vice president of Cameron Communities.
One thing that I would say about the development style that we have as a corporation, in most of the developments that we have, there will be a hint of commercial that's in that. And so that's part of the legacy. And by that I mean that Jerry's philosophy and the family's philosophy has been to get involved in various aspects, but to keep it. There's a permanent aspect to this, so we don't just develop communities, we actually stay in them.
Over the decades, Cameron Developments has transformed many millions of square feet of Edmonton into successful developments. But there is one that not only established Cameron Developments as one of the most significant forces in real estate development in Edmonton, it also put Edmonton on the international map once again. Tina, the Naqvi's eldest daughter, joined the company in 1991 after graduating with an engineering degree from the University of Alberta. She was there when her father had a vision in 1996 to turn a 320-acre field into a viable commercial retail development.
Being the risk taker he is, he said, we're doing this, and being the conservative one that I am, I was nervous, but always took his lead. He went down to the US with some local architects and designers, and they looked at everything that was being done, primarily in California, and came back and modeled the development. I remember my mom saying to my dad, what have you done? You've invested our kids' future into one project. What if it doesn't work? And so we really did bet the farm on the project, and at the same time, the rewards of it are unbelievable.
South Edmund Common was one of the great risks of all time. Everybody thought Jerry was off his rocker when he did it, but Jerry saw that there was no land available on the south side. There wasn't any place to build anything, and he saw that vision.
One of the most recent additions to this landmark development is the largest Canadian Tire store in Canada, a compelling 2-story retail outlet. It reflects the positive influence of the ongoing vision the Naqvis have always had for South Edmonton Common.
I think it's been inbred in us since we were children that my dad and my mom were always wanting us to give back to the community in whatever way we could, whether it was volunteering at political campaign, whether it was volunteering to help the homeless in some way. So it's somewhat been inbred in us since we were small children. In fact, something we're trying to do with our children as well now.
Hockey Helps the Homeless has been across Canada for, I think, 20 years. This is only our 3rd year here. The awareness is coming out, and with the Naqvi family involved, we have a lot of the home builders are involved in it. And to me, well, the event doesn't go without the support from in the community, which Rose and Darcy bring.
Their commitment to community and how important that is. Business people oftentimes are not given the kind of credit they deserve for the give back that they do on a constant basis to make their communities a better place to live. They don't have to do it. There's no obligation to give money back, and the entire Naqvi family has been actively involved in a variety of charities, and you have to give them a lot of credit. But it's not just been the father. It's been the children equally involved, and I think that's really a great sign of the success of the parents. The children are committed to community as much as they are.
The word on the street has always been that Jerry is a forthright person. And when it came to challenges or opportunities, it has never been about why. It has always been, as he will tell you, about why not.
This is a family that acquires, builds, manages, and sells buildings and houses. But you'll never find their name on the side of a building, and you're going to find them on very few donor walls, because what's the most important thing to them is supporting families, whether that's in our community, in their own businesses, or their own families.
One of the major reasons behind the success of the Naqvi Family Cameron Developments is that the entire family is involved. And they share the pleasures of doing business. Cameron is probably one of the prominent businesses in the country, if not just Alberta.
He's always said, I'm doing this for you kids. I'm doing this for the family as much as it's his passion. It's what he loves, what he does. And I think his vision is to make sure that our family stays together and continues to grow and be successful as a family, and to potentially open those doors for the next generation, which would be his vision.
It is a story about a family gathering, the family that is not only at the core, but also the sense of family that reaches out into their own employees' culture and also extends to partners and ultimately the community. The Naqvi family and Cameron Developments have always had a light turned on so others may see it. It is distinct. You can't miss it. No more than you can miss the Northern Lights.